This is so straight that it's gay. Romance is fucking back, baby. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, my name's Niala, and I am here to talk to you about something that is racking my brain. Off Campus, the series Off Campus. It premiered on Prime Video on May 13th, 2026. But people are reeling about this. People are so excited, and I am one of those people. Hockey stands, we rise. This is another series about hockey romance, but make it heterosexual, make it straight, to the point where it's basically almost gay. But guess what? They're still big old freaks. Because this is another erotic romance story. This is based on a book series called Off Campus by Elle Kennedy. Also, by the way, I hope you guys like my new teacher pointer finger type of thing. This is my new way of trying to not use my hands as much while I talk. Instead, you'll just see me waving it around like a Disney wand, and maybe I can even make it. There we go. Back to Off Campus, it's based on 5 books. So the last one is actually all 4 couples. The first one is called The Deal, which is Hannah and Garrett. Then we have the second book called The Mistake, which is Grace and Logan, John Logan. Then we have The Score, which is arguably my personal favorite couple, Allie and Dean. And then we have The Goal, which is Sabrina and Tucker, John Tucker. We are back with hockey boys, and I am obsessed. They know what they are doing. All I'm waiting for now is the icebreaker. I haven't even read the book, want to, but I think about it all the time. Anyways, I'm rambling. Season 1 focuses on book 1 with Hannah and Garrett. This series is now being called Sign Me Up because it has fake dating, there's tutoring, 2 people, opposite sides of the spectrum coming together, and you would never think that these 2 people would even come into contact with each other, but somehow they are. And I love it. Sign me the fuck up. And because I live all the way across the country from my best friend and also my family who are also into stuff like this, I have no one to yap about it to. And also, for those who are busy with their lives or want someone else to scream with it too, I am going to be that person for you. I volunteer as tribute to be that person for you. Now that you have a little bit of a backstory on Off Campus, now we can start with episode 1. 2 names you need to know from the first moment of the first scene. We have Hannah Wells, who is played by Ella Bright, and we have Garrett Graham, who is played by Belmont Cameli. Lights up, we see a montage of Hannah working as an arena attendant and Garrett, being the diligent captain that he is, practicing on the ice. Hannah's playing Dancing With Myself by Billy Idol. That's the first ever song to be played in the Off Campus soundtrack. Immediately, I'm loving this. I'm loving the parallel scenes. I'm loving how it sets up just like a 2000s movie. You feel like you're right back in it. I'm loving this so far. The hard day's work is over for Garrett, so he's going to take a shower. He's undressing, and we see his beautiful hot bod for the first time. And the first thing that you notice, because they make it very obvious, is that he has a tattoo going across the shoulder blades of his back. And it says, Nullum gratuitum prandium. That means there is no free lunch in Latin. And that actually happens to be Cameli's idea. In a Teen Vogue article, it states, eagle-eyed viewers will immediately notice that Garrett has a tattoo across his shoulder blades that reads, Nullum gratuitum prandium, a Latin phrase that translates to, there is no free lunch. The ink was specifically Cameli's idea. What essentially it means is that everything in life is earned. Everything has a cost, nothing comes free, explains Cameli, revealing the phrase was actually his high school wrestling team's mantra. It's a core tenet of who Garrett is, that he refuses to let anything be handed to him. He wants to deserve all of the accolades and achievements that he has. Even though this is never explained explicitly in the season, it is very important for his character that you understand what this tattoo means. It explains his character to a T. There is a sense of privilege that he was born with. He is very aware of that, but he still works his butt off to prove that he's more than the privilege that he has. Meanwhile, Hannah is still working around the arena. She's refilling the soda machine, and she's picking up towels because men are lazy and can pick it up themselves. And where does she find herself? In the locker room. And who else is in the locker room? Garrett freaking Graham, and he's butt naked, and she sees him. She's feeling it though. She is giving that butt a good wrong look. She might as well take a picture of it. And like me, she knows how to appreciate a good butt. Don't we all? But I guess it runs in the family though. Garrett turns around and clocks Hannah, and Hannah becomes a deer in freaking headlights. But because she's frozen, I bet you her mind is telling her, girl, run away. What are you doing still standing here? But because she's frozen, girly can't look away. She's just still looking. The problem is, now she isn't seeing all that junk in the trunk. Now she's seeing all the junk in the front. Meanwhile, Garrett could not care less because other girls would kill to have this chance. So he knows either she's looking because she wants to, or she just can't look away because he knows he looks good. He knows he's hot. He knows who he is. He's Garrett freaking Graham. And in this deep, sexy voice, he goes, "You looking for someone?" That deep, sexy voice knocks Hannah's brain back into place, and she goes, "Fuck, no, sorry," and turns around to run away. But life decided Hannah's embarrassment was not going to be enough. It was not going to end there, because she fully trips over this laundry cart and basically eats shit. Almost eats shit. She catches herself, luckily. And Garrett has this look on his face, like, he's interested? Question mark? Does he find her amusing? And Hannah, finally escaping, collects herself and almost like chuckles to herself, like, like, what the hell just happened in there? And why did I kind of like it? It's a sunny day here in Briarview with very high chances of falling in love, and now we are in a philosophy class, which many jocks take thinking this is going to be an easy breezy class, and boy, do they have it wrong. Hannah and her best friend Dexter are taking the class, and Dexter is over it. Both of them swearing that they failed this last project and there's no way that they're going to be able to pass this class. When Hannah hears a familiar voice saying that he needs to take this class for his major. And who is it? Oh yes, it's Garrett fucking Graham. Hannah wants to die of embarrassment, and maybe, just maybe, if she freezes and she pretends that she isn't there, he isn't going to see her and remember that they had a little meet cute where she saw his little butt. Papers are getting handed back, and Hannah and Dexter finally receive their grade, and Hannah has a big fat A+. Not just an A, she has an A+. We have a scholar over here with the comment being, well done. But for some reason, she pretends that she got a D just to make Dexter feel better. She probably doesn't want any attention drawn to her. But Garrett looks over his shoulder and goes, "You aced it?" Hannah's not having it. She thinks this is rude as hell. "Excuse me, what are you doing in my business?" She goes, "I'm sorry, do you mind?" Garrett looks her dead in the eye and says, "What? Only you get to look at things that you shouldn't?" Boy clocked her so hard. He had no business clocking her in the way that he did. Class is finally over, and Dexter and Hannah are walking right behind Hannah's manic pixie dream boy, Justin Cole. But Hannah is not someone to throw herself at a man or even politely speak to one as cute as Justin Cole. So nothing happens. And here comes my girl Allie, who is Hannah's other best friend and roommate, running up to them, hoping, begging and praying that Hannah talk to Justin Cole. But Hannah thinks they're funny. Like, you guys are so funny. You're so funny. Hannah is all about logistics, okay? Why throw yourself at a man who has no idea who you are? I am also one of those girls. Why would I throw myself at a man who has no idea who I am? That is an automatic fail for me. All of a sudden, there's this voice in the background calling out for a girl named Mona. Who the hell is Mona, and why isn't Mona responding? The voice is none other than Garrett fucking Graham. He's clearly got it twisted because he thinks that Mona is Hannah. Hannah's looking around like, who's Mona? Hannah is Mona, Mona is Hannah. He's got it all wrong. I don't know where he got Mona, but here we are. He explains to her, "I failed that last paper. I'd really love it if I don't fail the next assignment, so..." And he trailed off as if it's her turn to say something, which, oh, no. This is not how it is. This is not how it's gonna be, Garrett Graham. This is not how it's gonna be with Hannah Wells. Garrett is used to getting everything he wants. Hannah and her best friends are not idiots. They will not be disrespected.
So,
Was there a question in there?
no, that's a question. I don't think I heard a question.
Garrett has no choice but to ask Hannah to tutor him. "I need your help. If I fail this next oral presentation, I can't play." In man speak, this is practically him begging on his knees. Like a boss, Hannah responds, "Find another tutor, dude." because she's a busy girl with so many priorities that have nothing to do with hockey. She's so busy that she miscalculates the time that it takes for her to ride her bike across campus to orchestra practice and is late. At the end of the practice, David, who is Hannah's music professor, breaks the bad news to her that her scholarship that covers her in full is no longer happening. Budget cuts have been made, and of course, the first thing they decide to do is cut a scholarship that provides music majors from underprivileged homes with accessibility to training, because that's what needs to go first, right? Hannah is distraught. This is the worst news that she could ever receive, because that's the only way that she's even able to afford even going to Briar U. Trying to figure out ways she can earn another scholarship, she has a light bulb go off in her head. She remembers that there's a pop showcase and the person who wins first receives a scholarship. She's written a piece on pop harmonies. She can do this. This is a clear, easy way to do it. Now we're at this nice ass house that I can't even tell is on campus or off campus. Wink, wink. And we see John Tucker, or as everyone calls him, so as not to confuse him with the pop culture icon John Tucker from my favorite movie of all time, John Tucker Must Die. Everybody calls him Tucker. He's preparing the house for a house party and looking for Dean De Laurentiis to help him. John Logan, who's one of the most beautiful men I've literally ever seen in my life, we can tell I have a clear favorite between all four boys, or as everyone calls him, Logan, comes out from under the kitchen sink getting his little handyman on and tells him he's taking the longest freaking shower of his life. Naturally, Dean, with the most beautiful abs, walks out of the bathroom yelling that the drain is clogged, and Logan tells him to fix his own goddamn shower. Do it yourself, buddy, because you're the only problem. You're the only one that is creating the problem of the shower drain being clogged. Go ahead and fix it your damn self.
Dean?
Tucker yells at him to come down and help with the kegs, and Dean says, "You want me to come down naked, Tucker?" This is so straight that it's gay. And Dean makes the genius suggestion that Garrett should help. But Garrett Graham is nowhere to be found. Where the heck is Garrett fucking Graham? Cut to Garrett coming back at night to the house party, and now we're getting even more insight on the four boys. Dean is making out with a random girl, Tucker is making dippables for the party, he is a chef, and Logan is coming back from cleaning the shower drain. And what clogged the shower drain? More backstory. As if we didn't have so much already on Dean. A condom! A condom has clogged the drain. Dean is a naughty, naughty boy. And he's just like, not my fault, guys. Shower sex is the best. What can I do? I can't help myself. Garrett's not feeling the music at all. He decides to change it to something cooler, more old school, and we get more backstory on Garrett and his character. He's different. He's not like the other girls. He doesn't listen to all of this pop music. He needs the classic rock because he loves being an angsty little boy. In comes this girl named Kendall. You can definitely tell they're old fuck buddies. She offers him a drink, but Garrett, being the good captain that he is, says he only drinks one drink max the night before a game. He can't do it. But their conversation doesn't even last long because they go upstairs and do the nasty nasty. Now we're at a restaurant called Malone's where Manic Pixie Dream Boy's band is playing live music, and cut to Hannah working her other job because naturally she's going to bust her ass to make all the money that she can to afford going to school besides her scholarship as a server at Malone's, and she's taking him in like eye candy. This is her. She is feeling it. She is feeling the way Justin is up there performing right now on the stage. Allie comes up to her because besties who work together stay together, and they go back and forth about her writing a pop song considering she's never even been in love before. What is the point of writing a love song if you've never been in love? That leads the conversation back to Justin Cole because damn it, Hannah, girl, just go up and talk to him. Just say more than 5 words because you're achieving nothing by standing here and staring. But Hannah is worried about all the things that could go wrong, and as an overthinking little bitch like myself, I have to say I completely understand her. I happen to relate to this comment, and Hannah is all kinds of clumsy, and there's no way talking to Justin Cole is going to be successful. She saw Garrett Graham naked in the shower and fell over a laundry cart. What? And Allie is taken out. You saw Garrett Graham naked? Tell me all about it. She's completely losing the point, but also pointing out the true point, which is she saw Garrett Graham fucking naked. She needs to spill the tea. Hannah doesn't even care. That's a random guy. What's gonna happen when it's her crush? She is going to completely fall flat on her face. Allie drops it and has this brilliant idea. There's going to be this block party the next day and Hannah should come. No, I don't like parties. But you love music. Hannah refuses again, coming up with the extremely believable excuse of, I have homework. I can't. I have to write a pop song for next week's project in music. Pull an all-nighter. Allie is spending the night with her boyfriend Sean, and the entire dorm besides Hannah is going to be empty. Just pull an all-nighter because you have to go to this party. She will be going to this blog party the next day. If Hannah needs to write a pop song and be the next Taylor Swift, she needs to take risks and talk to Justin Cole. Cut to this crazy parallel scene, and I think we're finding a very directorial theme here of parallel scenes because you see a lot of parallel scenes, split screens, all throughout this season. And honestly, as someone who loves a good parallel, a good transition, I'm eating it up. I eat it up every time. I can't help myself. We cut to this crazy parallel scene of Hannah pulling an all-nighter to write that song and Garrett and Kendall doing the nasty. Because somehow the director did with those back and forth between the two scenes. I don't know how they did it. They made it work and it worked perfectly. While Garrett and Kendall are doing the deed and having me blushing all over the place because do I need to have a night with Garrett? Hannah is failing miserably at writing. There is nothing up there. Zero inspiration. She's got absolutely nothing. She can't even write a single lyric. She writes one lyric and it just doesn't seem to work. Nothing can seem to come from it. Garrett and Kendall barely have any pillow talk because one, Garrett's dad calls and completely ruins the mood, but for some unknown reason, Garrett doesn't even bother to answer. And two, Garrett Graham is not one for pillow talk. Kendall is feeling extremely embarrassed because she feels like she just misread this whole entire situationship, but Garrett's confused because when has he ever suggested that they should even be a couple? I don't even know if he feels bad or even if he should, considering he's been upfront about the fact that he doesn't even do relationships. My whole life is morning workouts, class, practice, repeat.
My life is morning workouts, class, practice, repeat.
It's a circle of life. This is what he does every single day. Morning workouts, class, practice, repeat. That's all he does. He has no time in his life for relationships. So what made Kendall think they were in a relationship? His focus is the Bruins, aka the Boston Bruins, aka the hockey team based in Boston. They've been interested in him and it's a dream of his to be there right out of the gate. Kendall isn't having it. She thinks everything that he's saying is BS. You are pulling this out of your butt right now, and she doesn't want casual. Even though it was pretty clear to me that they were not in a relationship, but that's besides the point. But you know why this won't work? Because she can't even name his favorite band. She can't name his favorite color. She doesn't even know his mom's name. It's the same for him. He can't name her favorite band. He can't name her favorite color. He doesn't even know anything about her life. What makes them think that they could be in a relationship together when they don't even know each other other than the fact that they've had sex? It's not going to work. And the next morning, it's like Love Island up in here with the boys in the villa getting up early to work out in their makeshift backyard gym with their house still looking like a mess after that house party. And there's this hot montage dedicated to the female gaze, and allow me to look if it's there provided to me. I'm sorry that I was looking, and I'm sorry that I repeated it many times because this was for me, guys. I'm severely dehydrated, but no more. Not after that hot montage of them working out in that makeshift backyard gym. Here we are, once again with the evidence to prove that straight men can be so straight that it's basically gay. After the workout, the boys are having their morning tea sesh, and Garrett spills the tea on how horribly the night went with him and Kendall, going, "We're not dating." Said literally every man ever. Take that phrase, "we're not dating," said by a man with a gallon of salt. My man, Logan claps back with, "You kinda are." And the house takes a vote. 2 ayes from Logan and Tucker, from our 2 Johns, and 2 nays from Garrett and Dean. Surprise, surprise. Dean being with Garrett on this proves Garrett is wrong. Garrett is just wrong. Garrett then gets this text from his dad saying, "You can't ignore me forever." He's over it. Clearly, he's been ignoring his dad for months, and here we get a little more insight on Garrett and his backstory. His dad has a new girlfriend, and he wants him to meet her. That leaving the only question, what happened to his mom? Garrett's dad is Phil Graham. All Phil Graham cares about is hockey. Logan's covering him, saying no one is expecting him to be like his dad. Even if Garrett feels the immense pressure from his own father to be like him, who cares? They don't do it for them. They do it because they love it, right? Which is the question that Garrett will be struggling with all season. Does he even love hockey anymore? Did he love it in the first place? Is any of this worth it? Back to Hannah, all she has is a melody, but no lyrics. what's the point of writing a pop song if you have no lyrics? It just won't work. And something that shocked me in this scene is that they show Allie changing and she whips off her shirt and boom, her tatas are out. Like it's no big deal. And it shouldn't be. All I just want to say is free the nipple, and I love women. Anyway, Hannah's worried if the lyrics never come to her, she's not going to win the showcase. If she doesn't win the showcase, in turn, she's going to lose her scholarship, and she is just spiraling. Her mental is going down the drain. My ass was spiraling with her. That's how bad it was. The big picture is becoming way too big, and the possibilities are endless in the worst possible way. This isn't going to work. And Allie brings her back down to earth and says, you are setting the bar way too high. Of course Hannah will fall in love. It could be with Justin Cole. It might be with someone else. As if we don't know who it is. Allie tries to inspire her by taking her back to high school, since that was the last time Hannah ever wrote lyrics. Hannah quite literally has war flashbacks, and we just get a tiny little bit more insight into Hannah and her backstory. We hear breathing really heavy as if she's trying to calm herself down from having a panic attack. And there's a pen and paper in her hand, and she's just staring into the abyss, just lost. But these directors won't give you everything in episode 1. Oh, no, no, no. You must continue watching for more. And that is why I am left on the edge of my seat. I have to know why she can't write lyrics anymore. I must know. Hannah eventually snaps out of it. It'll eventually come back to you. Just give it time, Allie says. Oh, just checking, by the way. You weren't supposed to open at Malone's today, right? Hannah checks the time. And shit, she's late again. This girl needs to buy herself a watch, because this is just not working. This girl needs to buy sticky notes that are built into her body, because she is just not remembering times that she needs to be somewhere. But it's fine, because bad bitches are always fashionably late, so it's fine. She runs into the diner and gets scolded by Della, who is the main manager at Malone's, and right as she's putting on her apron to start waiting tables, who walks in? Oh yes, our manic pixie dream boy, Justin Cole. Just like me, Hannah pretends she's a fly on the wall, hoping no one will notice, or someone would just eventually put her out of her misery before she has the inevitable chance of failing at talking to Justin Cole. But it's the morning, and no one else is around. So, YOLO! Oh, sorry. Hi, I was just waiting on a pickup order. My name is Justin Cole. He's got this beautiful Australian accent that I will not be imitating, because I will be failing very badly at an Australian accent. I don't want to do that to you guys. I don't want to even do that to myself. We are not going to be doing that. He's got this beautiful Australian accent, and he's hot, so immediately we all understand why Hannah even fell for him. Yeah, no, I know who you are. Your band is really good. Yeah, thanks. And immediately Hannah spirals, because what if she's saying the wrong thing? She has to fix this. I'm not a crazy stalker fan or anything. I just work here, so I've heard you. Justin is not giving her the time of day. Yeah, right, it's figured. The uniform. Hannah laughs in the most awkward way and tries to save face by saying a reference from Dirty Dancing that she thinks everyone and their mothers know, but it turns out it's just the mothers.
Carrot or watermelon?
What? Every time Hannah tries to save face, I feel like she's already face deep in the mud, and then someone comes and stomps on the back of her head, sending her straight back where she was, face deep in the mud, because she tries explaining the reference, and he just cuts the conversation with the classic, I have somewhere I need to be, so I just, yeah, of course. Bye. And because this is a romance drama and a show set in college, Garrett magically shows up behind her as if he's summoned anytime she does anything remotely cringe. It's not like she asked for this. No one did really, but because Garrett is the way he is, he tries giving her some advice. You shouldn't fawn over him. You're too available. He tries to turn that into a way for tutoring yet again, but she refuses because she's not going to condone a sport where fighting and violence is not only allowed, but encouraged by their fans and the higher-ups who control the sport.
Hockey is the only non-combat sport that doesn't eject its players for fighting. It celebrates it.
2 points for Hannah, 0 for Garrett. He is just losing battle after battle, and he doesn't even try to save face, because why does he even need to? But we all know that this is interesting to him. He keeps losing. How can a girl not fawn over him? How can a girl not immediately say yes to tutoring the Garrett Graham? Later, Garrett's driving home with all the boys and there's this random man standing in the steps of their house. Quickly, we learn that this is Phil Graham, Garrett's father. The dynamic between the boys and Phil Graham is drastically different from Garrett's dynamic with his own father. Phil's congratulating Dean and Tucker on game wins and their progression while playing. As soon as Garrett walks up to him, it's all business. And he tries taking the piss out of him, making captain, saying, better late than never, in response to Garrett becoming a captain when he's a junior. A junior! He's not even a senior yet. Not everyone can become a team captain like you when you were a sophomore, Phil. Find a hill and get over it. The conversation just goes nowhere. Phil tries to convince Garrett in person to meet Cynthia and reveals that they're getting married. Garrett threatens him with a very important question. Does she even know you? Indicating his father has a secret that only Garrett knows, being his son and growing up with him. Now it's game day, bitch. Grab your hockey jerseys. It's Briar U against Eastwood and Garrett can't be distracted. He's got more on his mind than meeting the woman his dad's going to marry after knowing her for 6 months. More like 6 seconds. They barely known each other. There's a lot riding on this game and Garrett knows that. It goes back and forth between Garrett in his head and us seeing inside the reasons why he's in his head. This news about his dad marrying someone new is getting to him. We can hear his dad and his mom fighting, Garrett watching from afar as his dad storms out of the room and goes to wash his bloodied and bruised knuckles in the sink. The reason why Garrett is so shaken by this news is because his dad is an abuser. How did he find someone willing to love him despite everything? It just doesn't make sense. Does she even know? What if he hurts her too and he doesn't know? This just can't happen. It's racking his brain, and as a kid, with that being all he knows, he wants to fight back. He wants to stand up to his dad, but he's so little, and he decides to take it out on the wall that's in his bedroom, punching a hole in the wall, ending up with the same bloodied and bruised fists as his dad. These thoughts are racing in his mind and it's throwing him off his game, and the only ones in the line of that dumpster fire are his teammates. Cut to Hannah working at the arena during the game. She overhears these two boys walking over, and never mind their conversation, it doesn't even matter. All she hears is the name Delaney, and time just stops. Her hands start shaking and she feels like the walls are closing in. Whoever this Delaney is, he has something to do with why she can't write anymore. She probably did fall in love, and my ass needs to know what happened. Hannah quickly runs away to avoid having a panic attack and runs all the way to the bottom floor of the arena and finds a green room. And finding old cassette tapes in a boombox, she turns on the only thing that can calm her down: music. As she should, this bad bitch. Rise above, Hannah. I am here to support you, girl. She sits down at the piano and blasts The Bitch Is Back by Elton John. To my surprise, she actually starts singing, and I immediately get Julie and the Phantom vibes, and I'm loving this. It's giving Wake Up, it's giving Edge of Great. I am feeling this. We are mixing all of these vibes together, and I'm running with this. And I would like to say I still haven't forgiven Netflix for canceling that show, and it has always been my personal beef with them, and I will always have that personal beef.
It will never be over.
Garrett's pissed off. He needs to take a walk to let out some steam. He's walking on the lowest floor of the arena thinking this is a nice and quiet place to go. But what's that sound? In the green room, he sees Hannah playing the piano and singing her ass off in her element, and this, ladies and gentlemen, was his Maxton Hall moment. If you've watched Maxton Hall, you know what I'm talking about. It's that moment where Ruby says something to James on the soccer field and he has this look in his eye like he is down bad. He's falling in love before he can even realize it himself. He is in love with her. Garrett is falling for Hannah very, very fast. Mans was head over heels. He needed her. He needed her. Watching her gives him this energy. It's the way that she's dancing without a care, not even worried if someone is watching. That energy that she had, even though she was about to have a mental breakdown not even 5 minutes ago, transferred to him. It's now called The Bitches, plural, are back. He's ready to go. Garrett's back in the game, baby. The Hawks are back in the game and they're flowing like fish in water. They're taking the win back from Eastwood and they win. Now, it's block party day, but where's Hannah? Comfy, in bed, watching her comfort movie Dirty Dancing. That is my absolute dream, but Allie begs to differ. She's burrowing. She's going to that goddamn block party if that's the last thing she does. We finally meet her boyfriend Sean, who is the complete opposite of her. I mean, he is the most average guy I've literally ever seen, and he kind of reminds me of a mouse. Besides the point, he is so boring compared to her. No, hi babe, how are you? Can a girl get some space, please? Not everything is about you, Sean.
Back up.
Okay, that seems mean, but maybe it is. But I promise you, after you watch the season, it isn't to me, considering what else happens later in the season between them. You will see. I promise you will see. Allie finally convinces Hannah to go, making sure she does all the prep work to make Hannah look like a bad bitch and hot and ready for Justin Cole to take her in her arms. What the hell has Hannah gotten herself into? Locking in on Dustin, Dexter offers us some shots and Sean encourages some liquid courage to help Hannah get over there. And here we get more insight on Hannah. She doesn't drink at public events because she had a friend who got roofied. Allie, being the girl's girl that she is, Hannah doesn't have to drink if she doesn't want to. There's no peer pressuring Hannah into drinking. There is only peer pressuring Hannah into talking to Justin Cole. And why shouldn't she? She's looking hot. It's a party. Mingle, Hannah, mingle. Fly away, you butterfly, you beautiful butterfly. Just fly. Go ahead. You've got it, girl. Everyone is here supporting you. Just go. It's a party. Whatever. If it doesn't work out, shake it off. He's not the guy for you. It's okay. Being the popular hockey kings of campus, it's no surprise that the 4 hockey boys are also at the block party. But who cares about the party when Garrett is trying to find the name of the waitress from Malone's? Like me at 3:30 in the morning, he's going through her Instagram when Tucker hands him a shot. Get to it, bro. We're at a party. Let's go. Let's get crazy.
Here's to me, here's to you. The rest will fire you.
The party is partying, okay? Everyone's having the cutest time, taking pictures, eating cotton candy, enjoying good music. They even have this vintage van from the 70s that they let you take pictures in, and it's honestly the cutest thing ever, except Dean and the random girl that we were seeing at the house party that he's been hooking up with are making out in the van in front of everyone as if nobody's watching. Everybody can see them. Are you not embarrassed, Dean De Laurentiis? Please have some dignity. Dean, being the messy boy that he is, opens his eyes and makes eye contact with Allie. Allie and Sean, being next in line, are just staring, and Allie's had enough. Excuse me? Hello? Whatever happened to common decency? But when you get to be as rich and as hot as Dean De Laurentiis, you get with someone in public and honestly people would pay to watch. That's just how it is in the amazing world of Dean De Laurentiis. He finally gets up and goes,
All yours, princess.
and I immediately fall to my knees. I would cave. I would unfortunately volunteer to be the next one in line for Dean De Laurentiis. But that's what makes Allie different. She doesn't cave. Not even a little bit. At least not yet. Back to Garrett Graham, someone needs to check this man's screen time, specifically on Instagram, because he is still looking at Hannah's Instagram, looking at different posts, and keeps coming back to this one post of her singing in high school, singing her own song that she wrote in high school. Call me crazy, Garrett Graham, but you, sir, are down bad. I think you need to look in a mirror and check yourself. Hours later, Hannah has finally gathered enough courage to speak to Justin Cole. She is ready. But like I said, this girl has the worst luck. And the universe must have something against her, because as she's walking over there, finally getting ready to talk to Justin Cole after this entire episode of worrying about everything that could go wrong, some drunk dude spills his drink on her shirt, and here she is like Miss Norberry from Mean Girls. See-through shirt, half of her bra showing, and it's just not a pretty sight. I feel so bad for her. If it were me personally, I'd make a run for it and hope that I can crawl into a hole and hibernate for the rest of the winter. But this is the only time she should have run. But she didn't. She uses this, honestly, as leverage to talk to Justin, and she brings up the fact that she writes music too. Justin is now probably like 20% interested in what she has to say, and he asks what type of music she writes, and she says classical. And the reddest of red flags go off in my brain when he makes this face. Like, what? It should be extremely impressive that she writes classical music. The fact that younger people are writing classical music and keeping it alive is so beautiful to me as a music major. But it's the reddest of red flags when he somehow judges her. And she tries to save face by saying, oh, but I write for pop and R&B and soul music. I do all of that stuff too. I basically write everything. But now Justin is back at 0% interest. He's not feeling this anymore. And all of a sudden, there's this tall ass man with a Briar U Letterman jacket coming up behind Hannah yelling, well, Z, babe, I'm always telling you to wear your jacket and you never do. And it It is happening, people. We are starting the revolution. We are starting the fake dating. Garrett Graham has set things in motion. We are here. Hannah's confused as hell. She's looking around like swearing he's got the wrong person. No. I'm Mona. Remember, I'm Mona. Who is this Hannah Wells that you're talking about? I don't even know who he's talking about. We're not together. He puts his jacket around her, and Allie sees this, and she is mad. The claws are out. Oh no! But Dexter holds her back. We need to watch this shit go down. Justin and Garrett have a little bit of a conversation, ending in him complimenting him for the game against Eastwood. You're a hockey fan? Yeah, my dad played. And now Hannah's in a tough spot because, of course, her crush likes the only sport that she despises. Wow, watch Hannah's luck today. Meanwhile, Garrett's arm reaches around Hannah's shoulder, and it looks like they are very much together, but Justin confirms Hannah's name. Interesting. Justin walks away, thinking now he's intruding on couple time, and Hannah immediately breaks away. Why would she even want to be touched by Garrett? But he only responds with, "You're welcome, by the way." It worked, didn't it? Guys are animals. They love taking what someone else has, especially if it's a Briar U athlete. What a story to tell at parties, no? Hannah looks over at Justin to find that Justin is staring at the assumed couple, but now he's got this fire in his eyes. What does Garrett do? This son of a bitch genius slowly, but yet so gently, puts his arms around her waist, sliding past the jacket and pulls her towards him. This is the first conversation that Garrett and Hannah have intimately. You're a music major, right? You sort of disappear when you play, and I don't mean that in a bad way. You just look like you love it. Don't you love hockey? I don't know. It's just something I've always done to impress my dad. And does it? Nothing impresses him. Finally, we get some insight on Garrett's mom as Hannah asks what happened to her. She died a while back. Cancer. Garrett clearly doesn't want to go there, and Hannah doesn't force him to. Garrett switches back to the point. He doesn't want to get through things the easy way. He has to earn this grade, and Hannah is the only one who can help him with that, as she was the only one to ace the last project. So what? I tutor you and you play my fake boyfriend just to get Justin's attention? Something like that. There's no way Hannah's doing this without paying, but Garrett is nothing but a man of his word, so of course he will pay her for tutoring. Hannah takes one look back at Justin, and all of a sudden this man is interested because he is still looking. How long has he been looking and they haven't even seen him? And Hannah thinks, this just might work. Hannah makes the first move and wraps her arm around Garrett's neck and stands on her tiptoes and is about to go in for a kiss when she says, "Don't forget, I'm not your girl, Graham." The tension, ladies and gentlemen, is palpable at this point, and I need them to kiss. It is real. The tension has never been so high, has never been so sexual, and I'm feeling it. And Garrett responds in the most romantic, hottest way that you could think of in the context of this show, in the context of this book, and he says, "This is my dance space. This is your dance space. I don't go into yours, you don't come into mine." A dirty dancing reference, y'all. What does he know? What does he know about Dirty Dancing? Hannah is genuinely impressed that someone who plays hockey knows Dirty Dancing, as if it isn't one of the greatest movies of all time and is probably on everyone's Letterboxd watch list. But I digress. It's a movie that Garrett grew up watching with his mom. It's his mom's favorite movie. Of course he knows. But this arrangement is perfect. She has no interest in him, and he has no interest in a relationship. It's purely transactional. So Hannah leans in, and I swear if it wasn't for that angle, they would have kissed. And she goes right up to his ear and whispers, "Deal." And that, my friends, is the end of episode 1. And I would just like to applaud. I had very low expectations for this show. Going into it, it's very easy for a romance show like this to become a cliche and to follow the cliches of the story. I mean, we have fake dating, but they're so perfect for each other, and yet they're so different. Sign me up, sign me up, sign me the fuck up. I am set. What I like about it is its first priority is story. Its first priority is characterization and backstory. And it never feels like it's dragging. It's an episode of setup, and I can get very, very bored in the first couple episodes. I was always on the edge of my seat. I was always waiting for the next scene. I was invested 100% of the time. But I hope you guys liked this video. It was very fun for me. And if you haven't subscribed to me, please do. Let's become besties. I would love to have people to scream about off campus with. It would be so fun to see you back here next time when I release episode 2 next week. I love you all, and I hope you have a good night, or a good morning, or a good afternoon, wherever you are. I hope you have a good one. Bye!